In this presentation, I'm going to discuss a service provided by NMS Imaging to perform compression of the image repository inside the application Xtender product. And this is not just about hard drive space anymore. You may realize a real benefit, especially if you decide you're going to use uh, wireless tablets to access your system. So the way we do these conversions is we have a number of utilities which are used to process the images. And so the first step, we identify the type of image that it is, and all non-foreign file types are copied and their extensions are changed to represent their uh, true format. Then once we have the image types identified, we run a utility to compress the images. And of course, as in any process, there's a possibility of discrepancy. So we have a number of log files that we examine to make sure that if there are any discrepancies, that they're dealt with properly. And then we swap the images back into place. Now this process is usually done in batches that are manageable in size. In this utility, we identify the image types. So we select the root path of where the images are stored, and we select a working path, and we select the folder range that is going to determine what our batch size is. Okay, and you can see down here we have progression indicated by the file names spinning through. Okay, that's done. The next step is utility which does the compression of the files. And in this case, we went into this directory, and even though Windows theoretically supports an unlimited number of files, we want to make our batches limited so that we don't bog down the system when we're running it. So to run this particular utility, I'm going to drag this folder down here, and I get another dialog which asks me about the sources, the destinations, and the types of files. Application Xtender natively supports bitmap, JPEG, PDF, TIFF, GIF, um, and TGA as their native files. So I'll select all of those. And I don't think I want to commingle my files, so I'm going to have to make a new destination, which I'll just make a new folder here for the same reason that we don't want to make any folder too big. We don't want to commingle the PDFs if there's a large number of files there. And it by default wants to have a directory for any errors that occur, so we'll say OK to that. But before we run this, let's take a look at that directory. And we see that there's some log files here. The foreign log shows foreign files that were detected by the utility. The compressed log shows all the files that were not foreign. And the AX log is a listing of each file type or each file and what type it is to Application Xtender. So with this knowledge, we should be able to process this batch and handle any exceptions. Okay, so now we have all of our parameters set, we're ready to run this job. And it's starting. And this is going to take a little while, so uh, we'll pause the presentation until it's done. We have elected to use OCR on these files, so the resulting PDF files that are made will have a text layer which can be indexed by your full text search engine if you have that option in your Application Xtender system. If you don't have that option, still when you open the file with the Acrobat Reader, you should be able to use the find function. Looks like we're getting close to the end of this batch, and the battery level has dropped quite a bit here as we've been running. Let's take a quick look and see if there's any errors yet. Oh, good. Everything is running well. I'll recheck the error folder before we move on to the next phase. Okay, we're just about done. It looks like it's tying it up. There it is, all done. And if we look at the top here, we can see that it took just over 4 hours to run that. And so now let's take a look. And actually, let me see if I can get a size on this. Okay, so we have 346 megabytes, and for the TIFF files, we have 481 megabits. 140 megabytes of save space, not bad. Okay, so the final phase is to take those files and put them back. So we have our destination set up here where our application files are, and these are the files that we just compressed are in this folder, and so we run this. Okay, so that error had to do with not having proper permissions to the destination, so hopefully I've resolved that. Let's try again. There we go. Okay, and when this is finished, I will make sure that all the discrepancies have been resolved and all of the foreign files are in place where they should be. And that wraps it up. That concludes the presentation, so thanks for watching and have a great day.